I got a very interesting question from Red Bandit related to the internal rules of animation. Do you think logic is important to have in animation? Animation gives you the ability to do anything, which is a large reason for its appeal. However, internal logic still plays a key role in establishing the rules of specific animated universes. And animation is versatile enough for different animated films and television series to have their own internal logic, even involving characters in the same production. Looney Tunes cartoons are known for how their characters are unbound by normal physics and rules. So you can have a coyote falling off of a cliff, and then he will be fine in the next scene and we just accept it. However, even then, the directors at Warner Brothers Cartoons still had requirements in how they depicted certain characters and their abilities. Chuck Jones outlined 9 rules for the Roadrunner cartoons in one of his books, including that no outside force could harm the coyote and that he must only use Acme products, though some of the cartoons did occasionally break these rules. There's also a reason Jones was annoyed at the characterizations of the Looney Tunes, particularly Bugs Bunny, in Space Jam, as he felt Bugs would never go crying for help in order to defeat a foe. I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit did an excellent job of establishing how cartoons operate versus real-life humans. At multiple points, Roger brings up how he was only able to perform certain acts if he's able to find humor out of it. The movie also brilliantly has Judge Doom use the internal logic of cartoon characters to his advantage, which could be read as an early indication of his true identity. Who else but a toon would know all the ins and outs of how a toon functions? Of course, in these cases, I'm talking largely about comical cartoons based around surviving even the most violent of acts. There are also pieces of animation that seek to bring more of a realism to the medium. Disney animated films, for instance, tend to fluctuate between cartoony slapstick and naturalism. Look at a film like Bambi, in which Walt Disney wanted the animals to actually move like animals, as opposed to the more cartoony hijinks of Donald Duck and Pluto. Sometimes characters in certain Disney movies have their own specific logic. A good example of this is the climax of Beauty and the Beast. The enchanted objects and the villagers seem to function on more cartoon-like logic, as the directors want this battle to be played mostly for humor. However, at the same time, Gaston, Belle and the Beast move more naturalistically, and there's actual serious drama when the Beast is harmed by Gaston. It's because of how the characters have been established in the preceding acts that we accept the converging internal logic. It's why LeFou is fine hiding out in a snowman, but Belle's father risks pneumonia when he passes out in the woods. Meanwhile, you have animation that sees the medium as an opportunity to explore everyday life. Television series like Daria and King of the Hill are known for being animated shows that still more or less function on real-world logic. This can even be applied specifically to the character designs and animation themselves. Let's compare 2 different Sony Animation productions. While Surf's Up is about something outlandish, like surfing penguins, the animation on the birds is done in a somewhat naturalistic manner, owing to the laid-back mockumentary approach taken by the filmmakers and the character designs. Meanwhile, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs has characters that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller have cited were inspired by the Muppets. And because of their designs, you can have Flint running with his arms flailing around, Earl the policeman bouncing about, and Brent flinging his clothes off, and it does not look weird and off-putting. Cloudy very specifically creates a world and logic where these sorts of wacky characters fit. But if the Surf's Up characters move like the Cloudy characters, that would be at odds with the approach the filmmakers took with the film. I don't think these Sony Animation artists get nearly enough credit for how much thought they put into the specific designs and movements of their characters. Thank you for your question, Red Bandit. I found it interesting analyzing and exploring this subject.